She doesn't push you away because she doesn't care. She pushes you away because she cares more than she knows how to handle. And that truth is where most men lose her. You've felt it before. The connection was electric. The chemistry was effortless. She was leaning in, texting first, laughing longer, opening up about things she doesn't tell just anyone. And just when you thought it was finally happening, when you felt her softening toward you, something changed. Her replies slowed, her tone cooled. She became distant, guarded, harder to read. You assumed she lost interest. But that assumption? That's where psychology betrays you. When a woman feels nothing, she doesn't push you away. She drifts, she fades, she forgets. Indifference is quiet, it's clean, it doesn't create tension. But when she feels something real, something that threatens her emotional balance, that's when the push happens. Because desire is powerful, but vulnerability is terrifying. Understand this deeply. Attraction opens the door, but emotional exposure makes her feel seen. And feeling seen means feeling exposed. When she starts imagining what it would mean if this becomes real, if you matter, her nervous system reacts before her logic does. Women are often raised to protect their hearts quietly, to observe, to assess, to anticipate emotional risk. So when she feels herself wanting you more than she planned, her instinct isn't always to lean closer. It's to create space. Not because she wants distance from you, but because she needs distance from her own fear. Fear of losing control, fear of being disappointed, fear of giving too much too soon, fear that if she lets you see how deeply she feels, you might not handle that power carefully. And here's what most men do in that moment. They chase harder. They double text. They demand reassurance. They try to fix the distance. They panic, and panic feels unsafe. When she pulls back and you surge forward emotionally, the balance shifts. Instead of feeling grounded, she feels pressured. Instead of feeling intrigued, she feels observed. Instead of feeling desire, she feels expectation. Desire thrives in space. Pressure suffocates it. The truth most people won't tell you is this. When a woman pushes you away at the height of connection, she is testing herself more than she is testing you. She is asking internally, is this real? Can I trust this? Can I trust myself with this? Will he stay calm if I step back? Your reaction in that moment determines everything. If you respond with insecurity, you confirm her fear that your emotional stability depends on her validation. If you respond with anger, you confirm her fear that intimacy leads to volatility. But if you respond with calm strength, if you remain centered, warm, but not desperate, you become emotionally safe, and safety is what allows attraction to deepen instead of collapse. Here's the paradox. The moment she seems most distant may be the moment she feels the most, and the person who understands that doesn't chase. He anchors. Because real power in relationships isn't about forcing closeness. It's about staying steady when closeness feels scary. Tell me honestly, have you ever misread distance as rejection when it was actually fear? Comment, I see it now, if this just shifted something inside you. And if someone you know keeps sabotaging good connections, share this with them. Like, subscribe, and stay close. Because what you're about to understand next will change how you see every mixed signal forever. When a woman pushes you away at the exact moment the connection feels strongest, what you're witnessing is not confusion, it's conflict. Inside her, two forces are colliding. One part of her feels drawn to you. She imagines your presence in her life. She feels the pull, the chemistry, the comfort. She replays your words. She notices the way you look at her. She feels chosen. The other part of her remembers every time she chose wrong, every time she trusted too fast, every time she invested more than she received, every time she let her guard down and paid for it emotionally. Those memories don't disappear just because you seem different. Attraction awakens hope. Hope awakens risk. And risk awakens defense. So she pulls back, not because she doesn't want you, but because wanting you feels dangerous. Here's what most people never say out loud. Strong feelings can make someone feel out of control, and loss of control is uncomfortable. When she starts thinking about you unexpectedly, when she feels her mood shift because of something you said, when your approval matters more than she expected, That's when her independence feels threatened, not by you, by her own attachment forming. And attachment means vulnerability. She might slow her replies, she might seem less enthusiastic, she might even act slightly colder, but internally, she's watching. She's observing how you respond to uncertainty. Because when she steps back, she's looking for one thing: emotional steadiness. If your mood collapses when her attention decreases, she senses that her presence regulates you. That creates pressure, and pressure makes her retreat further. If you become overly reassuring, constantly proving, constantly seeking confirmation, she feels responsible for your emotional state. But when you remain warm, consistent, and unshaken, even as she recalibrates, you communicate something powerful without saying a word. I want you, but I don't need you to validate me. That energy is rare, and rare energy feels safe. You have to understand this deeply. When a woman wants you, she doesn't need you to chase her feelings into submission. She needs to feel that her emotions can expand at their own pace without you panicking. Desire grows in environments where there is space to breathe. If she senses that every fluctuation will trigger insecurity, she will shut down the fluctuation entirely. This is why emotional maturity is more attractive than intensity. Intensity feels good in the beginning. It's exciting. It's addictive. But maturity, that's what makes someone stay. When she pushes you away during peak connection, she's unconsciously asking, can he handle me when I'm uncertain? Can he stay grounded when I'm not fully available? Is his confidence stable, or is it dependent on my attention? And your answer is never verbal. It's behavioral. It's in your tone, your patience, your pace. A centered man doesn't withdraw affection to punish distance. He also doesn't flood her with reassurance to erase it. He simply continues being who he is, open, but not overextended. That balance makes her feel something subtle but powerful. Relief. Relief that she doesn't have to manage you. Relief that she can process her feelings without losing you. Relief that attraction doesn't automatically equal chaos. And when she feels relief instead of pressure, something shifts. She leans back in, not because you forced it, but because you allowed it. Let me ask you something personal. When someone you cared about pulled away, did you try to control the outcome, or did you trust your value enough to stay steady? Write your answer in the comments. And if this is helping you see relationships differently, like this video, subscribe and share it with someone who keeps chasing when they should be grounding themselves. There's something even deeper happening when she pushes you away at the very moment she wants you most. It's not just fear of getting hurt. It's fear of losing herself. When a woman starts to genuinely desire a man, her inner world shifts. Her routines feel different. Her priorities subtly rearrange. She thinks about him when she didn't plan to. She wonders what he's doing. She feels that pull toward closeness. And if she's built her identity around independence, control, or emotional self-protection, that shift can feel destabilizing. Because strong attraction challenges self-image. If she has told herself, I don't need anyone, and suddenly she wants someone, that creates tension. If she prides herself on being rational and composed, but now she feels butterflies and anticipation, that feels like vulnerability creeping in. So the push isn't just about you. It's about her trying to regain internal balance. Pulling away gives her a sense of control. It reminds her that she still chooses, that she isn't consumed, that she isn't losing herself in someone else. And here's where most men misunderstand the moment. They interpret her need for space as a loss of interest. They react by withdrawing affection completely or by escalating pursuit. Both responses communicate instability, but what she's really evaluating is something subtle. She's asking, if I step back to breathe, will he respect that? Or will he collapse, resent, or overreact? Respecting space without emotionally disappearing is a skill. Emotionally disappearing says, if you pull back, I punish you. Over-pursuing says, if you pull back, I panic. Neither feels safe. What feels safe is quiet confidence. Confidence that says, I enjoy you, I'm here, and I don't need to rush what's real. When she senses that you aren't trying to control her emotional pace, she relaxes, and relaxation is the gateway to deeper attraction. Because attraction is not sustained by intensity alone, it's sustained by emotional safety. Safety doesn't mean boring. It doesn't mean predictable in a dull way. It means stable. Think about this carefully. When someone feels too overwhelmed by their own feelings, they create distance to regain clarity. That distance is temporary if it's handled correctly. If you treat every fluctuation like a crisis, you train her nervous system to associate closeness with pressure. But if you remain grounded, continuing your life, your purpose, your rhythm, while still being warm and present, she begins to associate closeness with calm. And calm is addictive in a chaotic dating culture. In today's world, where attention is fragmented and options are endless, steadiness stands out. You don't need to prove your value every time she goes quiet for a few hours. You don't need to interrogate shifts in tone. You don't need to perform security. You embody it. That embodiment quietly communicates, "I'm not afraid of your depth, and I'm not afraid of mine." When she realizes that wanting you doesn't mean losing herself, that being close to you doesn't require sacrificing independence, she stops pushing. She leans in. Because now the connection feels like a choice, not a trap. And the most powerful relationships are built on two people choosing each other freely, not clinging out of fear. Let me ask you something real. When someone pulls back, do you see it as a threat to your worth or as a moment to demonstrate your strength? Tell me honestly in the comments. And if this perspective is reshaping how you see mixed signals, like this video, subscribe and share it with someone who needs to stop mistaking fear for rejection. Here's the truth almost no one tells you. When a woman pushes you away at the height of connection, she is not asking you to fight harder for her. She is asking you to become stronger within yourself. Because the final test of attraction is not chemistry, it's emotional leadership. And leadership in relationships does not mean control. It means regulation. It means you don't let temporary distance dictate permanent decisions. It means you don't allow your ego to turn her hesitation into a personal attack. When she pulls back, something ancient activates in most men, the instinct to secure, to chase, to reclaim certainty. But certainty cannot be forced. The more you try to lock it in, the more it slips through your hands. Desire is paradoxical. The tighter you grip it, the faster it fades. The steadier you stand, the stronger it grows. If she senses that her emotions have power over your stability, she feels pressure, and pressure makes love feel heavy before it has even begun. But when she senses that you value her without attaching your identity to her response, something shifts in her nervous system. She feels free, and freedom fuels desire. This is why the most attractive energy you can embody is this: I choose you, but I also choose myself. Not in a cold way, not in a detached way, in a grounded way. Grounded people don't overreact to temporary silence. They don't spiral when texts slow down. They don't interpret every mood shift as a verdict on their worth. They observe. They respond with calm. They stay open without becoming desperate. When she pushes you away, she is subconsciously looking for cracks. Not because she wants to reject you, but because she wants to know if this is safe to grow into something real. And safety is not built by intensity. It's built by consistency. If you disappear emotionally to teach her a lesson, you confirm instability. If you flood her with reassurance to win her back, you confirm dependence. But if you continue living your life fully pursuing your goals, maintaining your standards, staying warm yet unshaken, you demonstrate something rare: self-possession. And self-possession is magnetic. The irony is powerful. The moment you stop trying to control whether she stays is the moment she feels safest staying, because now she knows she is wanted, not needed, to stabilize you. Healthy attraction thrives where two whole individuals meet, not where two insecurities cling. So the next time she creates space, don't rush to close it. Let her feel what it's like to miss you. Let her see that your energy remains steady. Let her experience the absence of pressure. When she returns, and she often will, it won't be because you chased. It will be because you anchored. And anchoring requires inner work. It requires you to build a life that feels full, even when someone you care about is recalibrating their emotions. That is maturity. That is power. And that is what turns temporary distance into deeper connection instead of permanent loss. Now I want to ask you something personal. Have you ever pushed someone away because your feelings scared you? Or have you chased someone who just needed space? Be honest in the comments. If this opened your eyes, like this video, subscribe for more psychology that most people never explain clearly, and share this with a friend who keeps mistaking fear for rejection.